Anthony Harwick here with yet another Canfield boys soccer player profile. I am joined by Sachin Nalapanini. Sachin, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you for taking the time to interview me.
You got it, bud. You are one of the great seniors that this Canfield soccer team has. I want to ask you what about this senior season has meant so much to you so far to have such success that you guys are already having. It seems like you and your seniors are ready for our last ride.
Yeah, we've been together since we were young. We played youth soccer together on our Canfield FC team, and we have such a tight knit relationship with each other. All of us seniors have been together for so long, and I think we're all ready to put it all out there for our last season.
What's it like to be with a group of guys that you've been playing with for so long and have this kind of last ride mentality where you get together and you say, guys, this is it. This is the last time we get to play together. What's that felt like all year?
It's been super surreal. I was talking with Ethan a couple days ago, and I remember freshman year, and I feel like it's all just flown by so much, and it's the last season.
As you remember freshman year, reflect on it a little bit and how much you've grown since your freshman season. What are some of the big differences between you as a freshman and you where you're sitting right now?
I think definitely physicality has changed a lot. I came into freshman year a really skinny kid, 130 pounds, and I've put on a lot of muscle, and I've grown a decent bit since then. I think that's a big aspect of my game that's changed.
You've had to put on a lot of work to do all that and to put on all that muscle weight. What drove you through all that? I mean, there's a lot of hard days and a lot of days in the weight room where I'm sure you didn't want to be there necessarily. What drove you to work so hard to get where you are now?
I think it's definitely the purpose to compete. I'm always in the gym thinking I want to compete, both on the golf course because I'm a golfer and on the soccer field. I want to be the best player that I can be, and I know that putting in the work in the gym is the way to do that.
Let's talk about that. The dynamic of being a soccer player and a golfer. Obviously, they're in the same season. What's it been like juggling that and trying to put your best foot forward in both arenas?
It's definitely difficult to juggle it. You have to be able to make the call to say, yeah, coach, I can't come to practice today. I'm swamped with school and I need to practice golf. Or you just definitely need to communicate with both coaches and know what you can and can't do.
Both these programs also just have extremely high standards. The Canfield boys golf program just won the AAC last week. You know, you guys are killing it on the golf course. And then, of course, this soccer team undefeated. What's it like to be a part of two programs that are having so much success and also, because of that, have extremely high standards?
It's amazing. Coming onto the golf team, I knew that we'd be good. And, it's really difficult because you have to put in a ton of work to, you know, match your teammates' effort and make sure that you're practicing just as much as your teammates. And I think that that's been a big difficulty for me is being able to come to practice as much as everybody else and put in just as much work as everyone else because
I
of
find it
the hard schedule.
amazing. I find it amazing that you're able to juggle golf, soccer, and school. What are some key factors to being able to do all that and excel at all three? Because you have to be a great student as well.
Yeah. I think time management. You've got to. I use my Apple Calendar on my phone, and I'm just logging events. I need to study from this time to this time. I've practiced from this time to this time, and that's been the big thing for me is time management.
Have you always been good at time management, or do you think that's something that you've grown in and been better at as you've gotten older?
I've definitely grown into it. When I was younger, I used to forget that I had soccer practice or forget I had swim when I used to swim, and I used to miss stuff because I was terrible at time management.
What things do you think you put the most time into as far as your schoolwork? Which subjects make you have to study the most and work the hardest?
I definitely think it's Spanish. Math, we have homework just about every night. And some of the sciences like chemistry and physics, you have to put in a lot of work.
Which one is your favorite? Which one do you think? No, I don't want to say comes easy to you, but you can be passionate about, and it doesn't seem like it's as much hard work to get good grades in.
I think it's science. I would say specifically chemistry, I'm very good at.
This boys soccer team full of scientists. I love it. Which one is the one, like the one subject you listed a couple of them that you have to work really hard at? Which one is the one that gives you the most trouble that you like? Man, I gotta grind to get good grades in this one.
I would say Spanish because that is predominantly memorization. So you definitely got to sit down and remember the words, conjugations, everything.
Let's talk about learning a language. I mean, obviously, Spanish is a tough language to learn, and it's always tough to learn. What do you think that'll do for you in the future if you're able to become fluent in another language?
It opens a ton of doors being able to know another language, communicating with others. And, I want to go into medicine when I'm older. And that just opens up another door that I can go through, being able to provide aid to people that don't know English, people that are immigrants. That's just definitely a big thing.
How close would you say that you are in fluency to Spanish? Like, if you had to percentage wise it.
I would say 15, 20%.
That's like enough that if we dropped you off in a Spanish speaking country, you could probably get by, right? You could probably ask for the basic stuff and do enough to survive.
Yeah, I could definitely find my way home if I was dropped
That's
in
good. We want
Mexico.
you to find your way home. Let's get back on the soccer field. We talked about the success you guys are having. I want to zero in on one particular game. I asked one of your teammates about this. Howland hadn't lost a conference game since 2018, which means you hadn't beaten them your whole career. You go to Howland, you beat the Tigers, you shut them out. What did that win mean to you personally?
It meant so much. It meant the world to me because I thought my freshman year, going all through these years, I thought we would never beat Howland, and beating them really just it was a special moment on the field. Doing it with my teammates senior year, I don't think words can describe that moment.
What was the mindset going into that? Because, like you said, first couple years of high school, that mindset was we might never beat Howland. They're just such a monster. When did that shift? When did you kind of become confident in everybody to go out there and obviously beat the Tigers like you did?
I think it had to be preseason this year. We had a lot of success in the preseason. We were seeing how, as a team, we were really meshing and we had so much talent, so much potential. And we saw our ceiling was to beat Howland, win the AAC, and do all this good stuff that we know we could do. I think that really flipped the switch on us and really showed us we need to work because we have a high ceiling this year.
When Coach Bailey says stay even, a lot of people hear that and think, okay, well, that just means you have to not let the bad things get to you and not let the adversity affect you. But it also means you can't let the big wins bring you too high. What was it like coming off of that win and coming into the next game and not letting that Howland win kind of take over your mindset?
Right after we got home from on the bus from Howland, he said, "Great win," gave us a little talk, and then he said, "Now back to earth. We have practice. We have a game Tuesday. Let's get to work. We can't let this win change anything that we've done throughout this season."
You're human. I want you to be honest. Like, how hard was it to come back down from earth after that win?
It was really difficult. I was on my high for definitely a couple of days from that win, but once we got back to practice, I knew it's time to get to work. It's time to let that game sit in the past.
Let's talk about the growth of the sport. We've seen it grow so much, especially in Canfield. Your numbers are really big this year. What's it like to see so many people and so many young kids interested in the sport that I know you love so much?
It's great to see. I remember when I was younger playing on our little Canfield club team, playing the YYSL team or the GOSA League team. And I think it's amazing to let all these kids get that opportunity because I think that was a big thing for my personal growth as a human.
You started soccer at a young age. What was your personal journey? What got you into it? What made you fall in love with the sport?
I really don't know why I went into specifically soccer, but I remember my mom signing me up for a little camp. I really enjoyed it. I really liked running around with the other kids, and most of those kids that I started soccer with have become some of my best friends, and so I'm really glad that I started that.
You're a soccer player, you're a golfer. What's the sport out there that you watch and you say, man, I wish I would have thrown my hat into that ring, or maybe I could be good at that if I tried it? What are some sports that you see and you think that maybe you could have some success if you tried it out?
I think I think maybe football. I look at football and I say I'm an athletic kid. Maybe if I put my um, dip my toes into that sport, I could have been good. But
Especially
I
now.
am really happy playing soccer and golf.
Especially now, maybe not as a freshman when you were 130. But now when you put some muscle on, I think you could take a couple of hits. What
Maybe.
position do you think you'd want to play in football?
I think probably cornerback, something on defense.
Let's talk about supporting other schools. So you brought up football. Friday nights in Canfield are so great, and you guys get a lot of support as a community. First, what's it like to get the support that you guys get? What does that do for your team to be able to see the community have you guys back?
Oh, it's great. We love when we see a big crowd at a home game with a bunch of students. It really means a lot to us when we see those kids coming out and supporting us. Makes us feel like we're, more important to the school.
What's your favorite sport to go and watch your fellow classmates play at Canfield?
I think it'd have to be basketball. We've got kids like Dom Cruz, and watching him play is just amazing. He's such a prolific scorer.
All right. One last thing before we let you go, I want to give you the chance to shout out your support system, all the people that are in your life that have your back, like the community does. And I want you to take as much time as you want to give everyone in your life a shout out.
I think I first off want to thank my mom and my dad for always being there and supporting me every game. My sisters, who are both in college now, they come home, they watch my games, they love to see me. Some of the kids on JV right now and some of the younger kids on our soccer team, Fahim Munda, Renato Cupolari, and Elliot Davis, they've been really great kids to work with. And my teammate from golf, Mick Ambrose, for always coming out to soccer games to support me and being a real good friend to me.
All right, Sachin, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to join us and talk to us about your senior season. Man, it's going really good right now. We hope that continues for you. We wish you the best of luck going forward, and we can't wait to talk to you again real soon.
Thank you.